Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. So, there's been some confusion about MSTY paying weekly, or at least changing to pay weekly, and I want to clear some of that up. So, no, if you go onto the YieldMax's official website to their distribution schedule, you can see that is still in Group D. And what people are talking about with MSTY paying weekly is actually the options chain. So if you don't have options enabled, you might not know what we are talking about. So this is Robinhood Legend, and this is Zomo, which doesn't have a lot of traffic or like option demand. So you see that it has February, March, April, and then July, and nothing else. But if you go to something like SCHD, it also has the next 3 months, but then it does quarterly. And then you move on to something like Ulti. And so you have basically the same thing as Zomo. How about MVDY? So yeah, this has February, March, May, August. Like, you can see that there's more and more because there's more demand for Nvidia. But then you go to something like MSTY, and all of a sudden you have every single Friday there is an option that's expiring. And that's what people are talking about, that you can sell a put every week and you'll get paid the premium from the option from MSTY, which if you look at it, if your strike price is like $25, the IV is 68%, you get zero. Wahaha. If you go on to the next week, $25, the implied volatility is 53%, still $0. Okay, I wanted all right, $25.50, you get 30 cents, but that is just for 1 week and not for 4 weeks total. So even though your implied volatility is only 50%, you're still getting some premium while you don't reinvest your MSTY money, and then right before the next time MSTY pays, you can invest the share, like that amount of money into MSTY. So it's just like a way to either do cover calls or sell a put on your MSTY to earn an extra money on top of the 100% distributions. But if you look at MSTU, it also has weekly option chains, and for like $8, which you times that by 100, so for $800 instead of $2,500, I can get $45 instead of 30, and then almost 3 times the amount, which is why you keep hearing me talk about MSTU, because I can put up way less collateral, I can get way more amount of money, the implied volatility is way higher. The only thing is, the first rule of doing your own options is, do you want to own the underlying? So if you do not want to own MSTU, I do not recommend doing plays on MSTU. You would do it on MSTY, or you can do it on Mr., because Mr. has good implied volatility as well. The only problem is that it is $339 per share, so you would need like $33,000 to do one contract, which I don't know about you, but I don't have that amount of money to do on a single. I'm just trying to get to, so I would have to do the math to figure out if like $675 is even a good amount. for me, and you'd have to be more careful with the implied volatility. And if you get that one, well, if you're selling puts, like, do you really want to own Mr.? Can you afford that? And if you're doing cover calls, like, if Mr. does a big run up, are you going to be okay if the shares get assigned away from you? So those are just the things to consider with that. But there is one SPY in Triple Q where they do it. They have options that expire every day. And we knew that because of the 0 day expiration cover call ETFs that we've been covering. So hopefully that cleared up why we're talking about MSTY paying weekly. It's just because some people do like MSTY and then just they want a little spicy MSTY on top of it. So they'll do some cover calls and they will do some puts to get into MSTY. And selling puts to get into MSTY is like doing a limit order, and then you get paid for waiting. And then I don't really like to do cover calls on MSTY because it pays 100%, and in 10 months from the first time I invest in it, that money is going to be 100% mine. So there's no reason for me to get rid of any share of MSTY ever. But I do have a couple of cover calls out because I do have that goal of $500 every week. And if the market conditions are weird, then I have done the cover calls just to get that premium. So I will be so happy when I don't have my credit card debt anymore and I can just invest like a normal person. But yeah, so hopefully that cleared that up. I know that if you don't have options enabled on your brokerage account, you don't have visibility into this. I actually, when I was trying to first get into this and do paper trading, you can download some apps that have example option chains on them, but I didn't really trust them to be accurate when I was trying to do paper trading, so I wound up just enabling options just so I could see what the current price or the premiums were for each strike price, and that's how I got started with options. Anyways, so this is YieldM, and what you do is you say, like, I have $70 to invest this week. What would be, like, I'd like to compare and see, like, okay, with $70, my distribution for tomorrow would have been $4.50. But if I did it in YBIT, it would be $4.07. And MSTY is $5.20. And so for weeklies, LFGYs was 97 cents, but that's $4.19 monthly. So it's not the only tool to use for comparison, but I find that it is a good place to start. And this has a filter. So you can say, I want to invest in things that have the NASDAQ 100 as the underlying. So we have a few weeklies, and then we have, a Goldman, and then, or like from Goldman, and then Defiance and EOS and Global X and JP Morgan. And if you click into it, you can adjust the stock price if you would like to, and the dividend amount. And if you click on the name of the fund, it'll take you directly to the website where you can see the prospectus and everything. So this is a little site that I made, and hopefully you find it useful. So then we have Financial Harmonics, which is my creative outlet that I just started to do. Today we have Pace Yourself, Brace Yourself. It is another Buy the Dip themed song, and it's very catchy. I do recommend it. And then we have Advanced Money Destroyer, AMD. And I do have AMD stock, but I do find it hilarious that the community is calling it the Advanced Money Destroyer. So it's just like a little new metal song that I also think is catchy. And then YMAX Life for Me is an attempt at a pirate shanty. I was asking, after a few attempts, I asked ChatGPT, I was like, why does this not sound correct? And ChatGPT was like, because pirate shanties usually don't use large vocabulary and are catchy. And I was like, fine, but I'm still saying what I want to say. So hopefully you all like it, because I was amused making it. So let me know if you're excited about the MSTY options going weekly, or if that's just something that you have no interest in because MSTY pays enough. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.